Ready when you guys are.
Checks. Check, check. Check, 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 check.
Check, check,
Check, check, check,
check, check.
check.
Perfect.
What's that?
Bueno.
Gotta
Check.
be Jack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Watch out.
Alright,
Bro,
well.
that was so good.
Still waiting for them to upload that shit on Hulu. I haven't been able to watch any of it yet.
I drop the curtain now. Get in the frame here. There we go. Howdy. Perfect.
Hey, bud.
And we're on the screen. Everything looks good, so we can go ahead and start. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mission 3 podcast, Play Legit's premier podcast for gaming, real talk, and everything in between. Yes, it's the ultimate transmission where 3 contestants, 3 pilots, 3 commanders, 3 whatever you want to call us, 3 hosts. We go in on 3 individual missions each week. 2 missions picked by us, 1 mission picked by you. And we're going to go ahead and get on into this. But before we do, I want to make sure you guys stop by playlegit.net because that's the hub, that's the host site where you're going to find everything legit, everything that has to do with Mission 3, and everything that has to do with gaming and real talk. We have original articles up there all the time. We got weekly recaps that we have up there as well of all the cool stuff that we got going on. Right now, we have the 8-bit troll back. Yes, Gremlick is back, and he's talking about the big baller brand and everything else. So you want to make sure you check out that article, as well as our review on NBA Playgrounds. KJ went in on that one. Let us know what's up with that. And then we also have a very special article up there as well by Nisi. It's the top gaming soundtracks. So if you guys got some time, you want to listen to some good music that was composed for some awesome video games, check that list out. I definitely took some time out to listen to some of the soundtracks that are on there, and they definitely are sweet. So yeah, make sure you check out playlegit.net for all of that. And of course, you'll be able to check out all of our broadcasts that we've had in the past and in the future there as well. So again, check out playlegit.net, the ultimate place for gaming and real talk. So how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man.
That's
Took
what's,
a
Hey,
little
Corey.
took a little baby nap.
what's going on.
I just want to know how many big baller brand shoes did you buy already?
I'm holding out, man. I'm trying to see trying to see if they're about to be worth anything.
I
The
bought 1/1000th of one.
one with that.
Yeah, it's about all I could afford.
I think I'm gonna have to level up a little bit so
You're
I
seeing them at
can.
Marshall's real soon.
Yeah, I'm not. My level's not high enough to even equip those sneakers. So I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to level up to a bigger baller status to slide those pretty things onto my feet. So Gremlick seems to like him though. He's definitely rocking the mess out of him in the thumbnail that we got up here. So how do
There's a
you
reason for that. Y'all better check out the article.
how do you feel about Gremlick coming back? I definitely miss him whenever he has his little hiatus, but it's good to see his face on the site there.
Good to see him back,
I,
man.
I kicked it with the homie a little bit in New York. I don't know if you guys saw that picture or not, but he was his typical self, cracking jokes all the time.
All right, cool in it.
I missed him.
That's what's up. So let's go ahead. Let's get on into today's missions. We have some awesome stuff to talk about today for you guys. We're going to be getting in on the reveal trailer for Destiny 2. So we'll be giving you our opinions on that. The agent requested mission is going to be something very, very nice. We have E3 right around the corner, and you guys wanted to hear what we want to see from one of the developers that's going to definitely have a presentation at E3, and that is Bethesda. So we're going to be talking about the things we want to see from Bethesda at E3 2017. And the third mission, of course, we're going to be talking about properties from Sega that we would like to see brought back. Titles that we probably haven't seen or heard from in a while that need to make a comeback on this current gen that we're doing right now. So, first mission, we're going to go ahead and get on into this. I know, Knowledge, you got a lot to say about this, so we'll let you kick this one off. We're going to be talking about Destiny 2 and the reveal trailer that we saw, what we hope to see coming up from it later on, and all of the stuff around dealing with that. So let's go ahead and get into the first mission. The mission starts now.
All right, so I went out and bought Destiny day one. I was a person who got into the closed beta. I played the open beta, obviously. I went to the midnight release. I think I took off work the first day Destiny came out. But I went back into the game maybe 3 days ago to see how many hours that I had logged into this game. And I was just short of 2,000 hours playing this. The reveal was exciting. Like, I watched it at work, and I managed to keep my boss from noticing that I was watching it. But from what I saw, not a whole lot is different. They didn't reveal a whole lot. They showed strikes, and they talked about things that are going to be different. Like they're introducing clans into the actual game. They're introducing something called guided games that's going to be very similar to what outside communities made with like LFG. So you could find people that are trying to do the same activity that you are if you're one man short or something like that. That's a big thing that they're adding. Clans as well as guided games, those are huge. They really put an emphasis on the reveal with making this, like they kept saying over and over, we want this game to be about the community. And from what they showed at the reveal, they're absolutely doing that. What I am more concerned about is I need to see more NPCs that can affect the game. Like with what they first showed with Destiny, what they called Homecoming, they showed 3 of the most iconic people or guardians actually fighting in the game with you. It was very brief, but they were there with you. That's something that the community's been asking for a long time, because your commanders are essentially these badass guardians that just stand in the tower. They're never out there. They don't do anything. They started off the reveal with that, which was dope. Then they showed like the guided games, all that kind of stuff. I watched later people playing the strikes. The strikes seem exactly the same. It seems like they're going to be more randomly generated strikes. Like it's not going to be the same monotonous thing that it used to be with Destiny 1. But at the same time, it just seemed like the same thing, which I'm not mad about, because honestly, the gameplay was incredible. The gameplay was what kept people coming back over and over to play this game. The raids were fun, the strikes were fun, the story was really lacking initially, but they made it better with the DLC. But what I want to see is more NPCs, more outposts. You're not just going to outposts like the tower or the Bestian outpost and just like sitting there and not doing anything. I want people to talk to. I want interactions. They didn't really show a whole lot of that, but this was just like the initial reveal, so they could have stuff like that more often. And when I say like NPCs that affect the game, I'm talking like, if you guys have ever played The Witcher, all the NPCs have a bit of story to tell you. They have something to add to the story. That's like a traditional RPG element, and because Destiny is it's just like a shooter RPG, it needs more of the traditional RPG elements to make it more engaging. Um, the story needs to be done the right way, which Destiny 1 did not do. They made it much better with the DLCs later on, with like Taken King and the Rise of Iron. But to start off with the story like the right way, they have to put the first foot forward correct, or else they're going to lose any new people coming into the game, and they're going to lose a lot of old lovers of Destiny quick, because when they came out with DLC, you burn through it in a month, and they didn't release anything for another 6 months. You have nothing to do after that first month. You're just chasing numbers at that point. I have a lot of hopes for Destiny 2. The reveal showed me some things that a lot of people are asking for. Uh, I'm sure we'll see more come September, or the months leading up to September. Uh, but that was my initial takeaway from the reveal.
Yeah, I would say I get the same feel. Now, one thing that you pointed out was the kind of the repetition, especially when it came to the DLC. I was an early adopter of the game when Destiny, the original Destiny, was first announced. I was like, okay, that looks cool. You know, it's Bungie. Let's go ahead. Let's try it out. But the story and then just the gameplay after, after completing so much of it, it just becoming so repetitive, I just got tired of the game and I put it down. And since the story wasn't that compelling when the DLC came out, I was like, I don't even care personally. So this time around, I am interested in Destiny 2. I do want to give it another shot because I know tons of people, tons and tons of people that still play the original Destiny and always try to. They're like, "Hey man, when you gonna pick up Destiny, man?" I'm just like, "Dude, man, I still have that sour taste in my mouth. I just can't get over it." But this being, kind of a fresh start for them, them actually having some time with with the title, with the IP to actually fine tune some stuff, see what people actually like, stuff like that. I am gonna give it another chance. The trailer does look like it's gonna be kind of fun. Again, another thing, like you said, the NPCs, them adding more to the game, that definitely would be cool. Because, like you said, like you go to the tower, all of these people are supposedly badasses, but you never see them in action. So I feel like that would add to it, especially if they have side quests that you can do with the NPCs, where that you end up on missions with them, stuff like that. Like this gen, they say we expect a lot, but these consoles, they can. I mean, at least some of the pro models of these consoles, I guess, can run, games that have what we want in them. It's just about them taking the time to actually put those little small nuances into the game, So I'm not to say excited, but I'm more interested in this title than I would have been before.
Yeah, I forgot to mention something. So a lot of people were very disappointed to find out that even on the PS4 Pro, Destiny is locked at 30 frames per second. Um, we have no word yet whether or not the Scorpio is going to be able to do 60 frames per second. The PC will, obviously. That's another huge thing that is coming for Destiny, is they're going to allow people to play on PC, which is going to add a lot more to the fan base. But it was disappointing to hear that even with those capabilities, it's locked at 30 frames per second, because, I mean, we're in the next gen of gaming. It should be 60 frames always, or at least some point,
Right.
but it's just locked at 30.
How do you feel about Destiny, KJ?
What I saw, whatever day it was, if someone had told me it was just another expansion pack for Destiny 1, I would have believed them.
Mm.
I saw nothing in this that made me think, oh, gee, this is the next leap. This is the next step. It just seems like another expansion. And the first game started off so hollow, so bare boned, and so broken that I definitely gave up very fast. And I appreciate the people that stuck through and actually got the game that they were supposed to get the first time, elements that should have been there from the start. Now doing that, it's bittersweet because, well, gee, the game I'm looking at now should have been the game.
15
I want
seconds.
a story. This is Bungie. Bungie gave us Halo, okay? Now that has, if you haven't noticed, that is a story. So I was expecting something, on that level or close to it. One thing they got right in this is the outfits. Everything looks good. Let's get that look with a game that is a true sequel. Impress me, Bungie, because I'm not right now.
Whew. I went a couple seconds over, but I don't want to cut you off. I wanted you to let that breathe because it kind of seems like we're all coming from slightly different perspectives. Now that you seem to be looking forward to it, I'm kind of on the fence because I was disappointed by the first one, but I wasn't completely turned away by the franchise. And then KJ, kind of seems like you could give two shits, man. I'll just say it, two shits.
A rat's ass in the corner, brother. That's about.
You could give a massive two shits. There we go. All right.
Well, there you have it, folks. Destiny 2. We're all kind of holding down different opinions on it. We'll see what happens. I hope that knowledge is right. But if KJ has to say "I told you so" after this title comes out, then you might be hearing a mission about the greatest flop in gaming. We'll see. So, yeah, let's move on to the second mission, guys. Mission 1 is complete. Let us know what you guys thought about our thoughts on Destiny 2. Hit us up on Twitter. You know where to find us all at Mission 3 Podcast. Again, that's at Mission, the number 3 Podcast on Twitter. Hit us up. Let us know what you thought about the first mission. Now, moving on to the second mission here. This was the agent's requested mission. We're going to be talking about E3 and what we want to see from Bethesda.
Thanks for voting, y'all.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. We had a tie at first with the first poll, so we had to put out an extended poll and do a little tiebreaker. It was between Ubisoft and Bethesda for the tiebreaker, but Bethesda, they pulled through. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what we would like to see from Bethesda coming up here at E3
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is completely unrelated. Well, kind of unrelated to the topic. The developers from one of the Ubisoft teams, they work for the company. They were interviewed recently, and the interviewer said, "Before I start off this interview, I have one question. Is it Ubisoft or is it Ubisoft?" And the people who work for the company didn't know how to pronounce it.
That's excellent.
Embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
So actually, I just started 2 weeks ago, and
anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
No, thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
So Bethesda, what do we want to see? And hopefully everyone that works for their company knows how to pronounce the name of that company. Let's get into the second mission, our agent's requested mission, and the mission starts now.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing that they've been holding it down on is their first-person shooters, the ones that are catered more to the old school. Wolfenstein: The New Order was awesome. That was pretty underappreciated, in my opinion. Now you can get that at a pretty fair price. It was just the level design was really good. The weapons, just the pacing, everything about it was slick. I hear that they might have another Wolfenstein for us this year. If so, I look forward to it. And another thing that they did incredibly well was Doom. I mean, that won best soundtrack from a lot of publications. I believe that it even won best soundtrack at playlegit.net.
It did.
So, yeah, it did. So Mick Gordon, who composed the music there, and he also did the music for the newest Killer Instinct. They got to get him back on board. Keep the same just awesome development team. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of VR. I think Doom, a new Doom in VR, with the way that those demons come at you and the flames and explosions and whatnot, I think that could really look good in virtual reality, if I was to put the lenses on, and that's my take on it.
Yep. I think one right now is it seems like they're focusing more on their RPG games. I mean, there's still shooters with their RPGs. I want to see something other than Fallout. I want to see like a new.
But it's so good.
I mean, it's good, but I want something other than the Wasteland. I want like a. They kind of did it with Prey. They gave us something different. But I want just like a whole new setting, a whole new like story, obviously. But just give me something new to play. I don't want power armor anymore. I have every single set of power armor that anybody could ever need. I love Fallout. I just want something different. Give me a new RPG. Give me something with swords. Give me Skyrim. Give me something like that. Make a new one.
Do you think, at least I personally feel like they're going to put at least a lot of effort or showcase a lot of stuff on this new Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we'll probably see a lot of that. Just because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it comes out next month. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to double check
right.
that. So they'll probably show some stuff about that. Maybe even release some stuff we never heard of or something like that. Let us know about some expansion packs that'll come with that or something like that. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I do want to see something new from them. It's just when you asked that, I was like, all right, but what could they do that is different than everything that they already had? The only thing that came to mind is like, well, they could go to space, but do we really want a space game?
Well, I mean, we have Prey, isn't that Bethesda?
Yeah. So yeah,
here's this just came to my head. Everybody is on the Star Wars train right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me Star Wars crossed with Bethesda. You could either be
Mass Effect.
No. You could either be a Jedi, dark side, light side, or you could be a rebel fighter. Or, you know what? Make it a young Boba Fett Bethesda RPG game. And you grow up to be the greatest mercenary of all time. One of the greatest mercenaries of all time. That'd be dope.
I'm fine with
I don't
that.
know. Yeah. Boba Fett.
Or just do the Elder Scrolls in space.
Yeah, just make it like a futuristic fantasy Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, because that's what the streets need.
Yeah, or even like or not like a Fallout in space, but since they seem to be really big, and especially now with like the settlements and like the different things where you can modify the gameplay, I could see them doing something like, not to say like a Mass Effect, but something where you can go and you can colonize different planets, or there'd be like a space federation or something like that where you could join. There'd be like an evil organization or something that you could join, but they could make it really huge, because the only thing they could really do is expand outward, like make really, really big games, or make like a Fallout Online or something like that. That would be cool if they did it right and not how they did the Elder Scrolls Online, because it just doesn't really feel like Elder Scrolls. I mean, in a way it does, but it just doesn't have that same effect. So
Yeah. I mean, this is all speculative. We don't really know
yeah,
what they're going to show us. But at the same time, like, they always drop something hot that people love. So I can't say, like, I'm going to be disappointed if they do Fallout 5. It's 5, right?
or Fallout 3 remastered. So a lot
No.
of people like Fallout 3. I had to
I love Fallout 3, but I'm so tired of remastered stuff. Like, just give me something new. Everybody's remastering everything. Come on, give it them.
Want something new, man. That's someone also from Bethesda. Something just spanking new, man.
Yep, new IP.
But I think it's gonna lean the way you said, Corey. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of focus on the Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls Online. So
yeah,
I mean, think that's like a short-term fix, because a lot of people didn't have great things to say about our Elder Scrolls Online. So it's like short-term fix. Let's keep people engaged with our games, and then we'll work on something with the long term.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I really anticipated Elder Scrolls Online. Like, I had it pre-ordered. You know, I got the Ultimate Edition. So, like, I was really, really psyched to play the game, and then when I got into the game, it just got really repetitive, things like that. The story didn't really... That was the thing about Skyrim. You had this amazing story that was going with it, and then you had all of these side quests. Now, when you're into Elder Scrolls Online, yeah, there's a base story, but it felt like you were just playing one giant side quest game. Now, I'm not sure, because I didn't get any of the expansions. I'm not sure if maybe some of that helped it out at all. But again, that's one of those things, like, same with Destiny, when you have these games, when you launch these titles, especially when you hear so much about it, they make it seem like it's going to be a certain way, and then you actually get those sticks and you start putting hours into it, and it's just like, dang, I feel like I'm running around in circles, or dang, I can't.
That's how it went too, man, for the Division. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I felt the same way with the Division.
And it's just like, especially, you know, since we're in the age of the conference, there's all these, you know, there's always conferences going on. We have all these award shows, all of this stuff, all of this media that has them consistently having to show us stuff. Because, I mean, we want to see new stuff, like we were just talking. We want to see a new IP, but, like, how much time are they really given to work on these things? So it's like, I feel like a lot of stuff, especially now in the age of, you know, the media the way it is, they're rushing a bunch of stuff to show us stuff, and they have good ideas. It's just they're just overdoing it. They're rushing it too fast, and then we're ending up with these unfinished products. And then they launch, and they're like, all right, well, just give us some more time. We'll put out some DLC to make it the game that we said it's going to be. But by that time, people are done with it. People like me, people like KJ and stuff. So, I mean, hopefully we get something cool. I'd like to see a new IP, but realistically, I don't think we'll see anything new like that from Bethesda for maybe at least hear something next year, or maybe even 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah,
one other game. Quake Champions.
I've never even
Quake
laid hands on a Quake game.
You guys check that out. Like, it looks really dope, man. Quake Champ. It's in beta right now, and Haggie's in it right now. He can't speak on it because they have an NDA, but as soon as they lift it, he's talking.
We're gonna have that inside scoop for everybody out there. All right. Well.
Whoo, shoot, because I was definitely out of it.
Mission 2 is complete. So that was our thoughts on E3 2017's Bethesda conference, what we hope to see. it's kind of, it's kind of foggy. We don't know exactly what'll pop up. Hopefully it'll be cool. Hopefully we see something new. But at least hopefully we get something that's slightly innovative and not just a remastered or a reskin or anything like that. So, and on that note, let's go ahead and get into the third and final mission for tonight's broadcast. We're going to be getting into these different Sega properties that we would like to see brought back into this gen, or maybe even a future gen, or even just brought back on PC or something. So let's go ahead and get into the third mission. Sega properties we want to see return, and the mission starts now.
Who's up to bat, buddy?
All right, so I'll go ahead and go on in, because I have a title that we haven't seen in a hot minute, and especially with the graphics and everything that we have now, this game would be an awesome game to play, just because I feel like it would be beautiful, especially with the level of customization you could add and bring to it as well. And that is going to be Jet Set Radio. So not only are you going to have a fire soundtrack, because
Yes.
they always come with that fire soundtrack, but like I said, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to look nice. The animation that they brought originally, even for like the Dreamcast, it looked good. I mean, the Dreamcast looked beautiful for the gen it was anyways, but just to imagine what they can do with it today, that awesome soundtrack, how big the maps can be, and even, the online capabilities, all the different tricks and moves you can do with the game, all of the different stuff that's in it. How they have like the pedestrians and all of that, have them have have the NPCs have personalities when you bump into them, all the different type of stuff. I just think it would be an amazing game. You could do an amazing story, and like I said, it could be huge, and especially with like an online. It would be dope in my opinion. Jet Set Radio.
That game could really be endless with like how powerful these systems are and how much money people can pour into games now. That game could be endless.
And
I kind of have some good news about that. There is an indie game called Hover Revolt of Gamers, and it's pretty much if you took Jet Set Radio, made it massively multiplayer, and then I think they also have a first-person viewpoint also, but I think you can do third as
nice.
well. But it's essentially just we're gonna make it since y'all ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like that's how it comes off. And it's been out on PC in early access, but I think they're also talking about bringing it to PS4 also. So
Nice.
that's be on the lookout for Hover Revolt of Gamers.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Sounds dope. Well, I'm gonna get into my title. This is a game that is infamously known as one of the hardest Sega Genesis games ever. And that's Comics Zone. This game has an antagonist with one of the best first names, actually full names, of any antagonist I've heard of. And his name is Sketch Turner. He's a comic book artist, and he gets trapped in his own comic book doing martial arts and killing weird-looking creatures. When I think about this game being brought back and maybe done in 3D, I keep thinking of
Ooh.
like a sleeping dogs element in a comic book, so it looks very cartoony and all that kind of stuff. But the way he was doing martial arts in the original Sega Genesis title, like it reminded me a lot of Sleeping Dogs, because it's like advanced martial arts. He's good at it. He's like a buff dude. I think it'd be dope to see a game where somebody is trapped in a comic book or is in a comic book setting, like page to page, frame to frame comic book on like a 3D setting with the consoles we have now. I think the characters would look like very detailed. Uh, the game probably won't be as hard as the Genesis title was because no games are that hard anymore, except for like Dark Souls. I mean, you could even make it like a comic book Dark Souls if you want to make it just as hard as it was before. But I think it was I can remember the first time I bought a backwards. Well, I guess it wasn't backwards compatible back then because that doesn't even apply. But the first game that I bought on Xbox Arcade was Comic Zone because I would spend hours with my cousin trying to get through this game and beat it. And that was the first game I bought. Bring it back. I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah, it does. Just watching watching the gameplay of it too, it does look. It would be interesting to see them recreate this too, because it's a style. It's so unique. It'd be cool to see how they would pull it off. But would you like to see it like cell shaded or?
I mean, I was thinking a little bit of the art style, like No More Heroes, because it still looks very cartoony. But obviously upgraded and updated with the graphics that we can have now. But the reason I love that game so much is because I'm a huge comic book fan, and like you're literally jumping from one frame to the next in that frame. You can even blow up the pages and like make yourself a little hole to get into the next frame. Like you are in a comic book, hand to paper, pen to paper. The villain of the thing, he'll just draw on enemies while you're in that frame. So you have to keep fighting to destroy them while he's drawing in enemies.
Wow, that's what's up. That sounds awesome. KJ, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so it came out on the Wii. I played whenever I hit the arcade. It was called Ghost Squad, and it's actually one of my favorite arcade shooters of all time. And it was kind of bittersweet because this happened a lot on the Wii. They introduced a game that had a really cool concept, and then they just wouldn't follow through with more games. I played House of the Dead on there, and LA Machine Guns. And basically what I'm saying is, Sega, I want you to bring back your arcade shooters, because you still make them in the arcades, but bring them to the console, especially with the Switch, how that's selling like hotcakes right now, and pretty much anything on there, people are getting it. You could re-release put a new House of Dead on there, but ultimately I want a new Ghost Squad because it was just, it had tactical stuff, and the boss battles wasn't always about taking somebody's life all the way down. There was also other stipulations. Is that you had to land a perfect shot, stop this man from being killed, and you would fail the level if you didn't do it right. You only got like one shot to do it. So it just really was intense kind of gameplay that I would just like to see more Ghost Squads, more games like that. Let's just bring more titles like that. I'm tired of seeing the same stuff over and over again. So that would be one for me. And another thing, this goes way back for me. It's something I played like crazy. Streets of Rage. Can we please get a brand new Streets of Rage? I just don't understand why they don't do it. It's easy money. Side-scrolling beat-em-ups, the genre is easy money. People like it. I like these games because I can kick it with my boys and talk about whatever while still playing the game, having a good time. DJ and I, Knowledge, coming up, used to play them all the time because it's fun. You get to hang out, get to play, get to bash some heads. Not always do I want a game that's deep, RPG elements and whatnot. Sometimes I just want to say, hey, I'm kicking it. Let me throw on a side-scrolling beat-em-up. And I think across all the platforms, and nowadays there's not enough of them at all, and it's very disappointing to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. I want a new Streets of Rage. Bring back all the characters. Keep that awesome soundtrack. Ooh, I want that soundtrack. Just that hip hop, thumping soundtrack. If you haven't heard any of those tunes, please look them up. They all deliver. Man, get me a Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, I agree. I'd love to see Streets of Rage come back too. And I mean, you're right. There's not enough games where you can literally sit down with two controllers and play the same game on the same screen with someone. A lot of the time, unless you're playing like sports games, 2K stuff like that, most of the time you can only play multiplayer online with someone with their own console. I'd like to just be able to sit down, have people come over. I mean, and there's so many indie titles that bring this concept back. We want to see, I want to see a major game actually have this mode. And there's so many other modes that you can add to it, the bonus modes, all this stuff, destroy a car, like whatever it may be. Just give us something cool like that. So I'd love to see Streets of Rage 2. That's a classic.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, man.
And like that, the alarm sounds. And Mission 3 is complete. That went by actually really fast.
Yeah, it did.
That flew by, but you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun, right? Especially with
time flies when you're playing video games. Time flies when you're talking about video games, man.
You know, time flies when you're hoping Bethesda actually brings a new IP. And Destiny 2 isn't disappointing. Yes.
But I'm glad y'all feel me on the side-scrolling beat 'em up. I don't understand. Like, it's so easy to make them. Just, I don't get it. And people buy them. I don't understand.
I mean, if you look at the success of, it's not a side-scroller beat 'em up, but it's just a side-scroller. If you look at the success of Limbo, if you made that a game that was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up with a little bit of platforming, a small amount of story that's just ambiguous enough for you to make your own decisions what it means, like people just want to sit there and just like press one or two buttons and hit stuff. That's all, like Limbo cost almost no money, and it was so successful. Make that a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Give them that same level of.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since like there's so much you could add to it too. You could have so many characters with so many different moves, and it's not that. I mean, they can't say they couldn't make money off it because they could easily have DLC characters, power ups, whatever. Sell crystals to level up your characters, whatever. People would spend the money. Just provide us with the titles. So.
That's how I'm living, man. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody out there for tuning into the Mission 3 podcast. It was an awesome talk tonight. We want to know what you guys think about all three of our missions. Hit us up at Mission 3 podcast. Again, that's at Mission 3 podcast on Twitter. Every week we also have a poll that goes up. So if you want to help us pick our second mission of the broadcast, let us know. All you got to do is hit a little button, select which mission you'd like us to actually talk about. If it wins, that's what we'll be talking about. Like today, KJ, he said, hey man, I wish Ubisoft or Ubisoft, I guess we should call them because no one knows.
Ubisoft.
He wanted them to win, but Bethesda got it. So we're just gonna we're gonna do with whatever wins. So make sure you participate in that poll so you can hear what you want to hear. KJ, are you drinking Surge, buddy?
That's power Surge. Feel
this
the power.
That's why you were so turned up. You got the Surge in here. Make sure you guys tune in. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on SoundCloud so you can listen to this playback as well. You'll be able to hear the Surge if you can't see the Surge in KJ's voice. But again, thank you so much. Stop by playlegit.net. You can find us if you want to contact us personally at our personal Twitter accounts as well. You can find KJ at Nowhere11. You can find Knowledge at Nowhere11, find KJ at PlayLegit, and me at Corey Elijah. Other than that, you guys got anything to add before we take off?
Be real, y'all. Just be real.
If you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about the Mission 3 podcast. We're regularly on Sunday nights. We appreciate y'all. Anything you want to see on the show in the future, subjects you want us to talk about, we're here for you. We do the show for you. So hit
We
us up. Let us know what's up. It's playlegit.net, and it's nobody.
we do it for you.
That's right. Well, until next time, guys, it's been nice. We're out of here. Peace.
That surge got me turned though.